Hello, this is a deck building video. I literally just finished, a minute ago doing another one for a corp deck. So maybe watch that first, at least get the idea of what's happening here. The quick summary is that I'm going to make a deck, might be crappy, but then I'm going to play it and revise it all, recording all of the games. So you kind of get an idea of what the deck building and deck iterating process looks like. This time we're making a runner deck. And what is this runner deck? This runner deck is an idea I've had for a long time, and I finally want to try putting it together. The gimmick is essentially this. Anarch with fixed strength breakers, the really efficient ones, but that just get stonewalled by really strong stuff. Morningstar, Yogg.0, Mimic, the Trinity. Combined with helpful AI that you can trash and suddenly make runs they didn't expect you could make. Combined with Medium, or now Nerve Agent, and just suddenly have one turn of massive central running and try to win the game. Joshua B, the new kid, helps with that now because you can get an extra click for that turn, and since Helpful AI applies to the whole turn, it essentially means you'll get 5 turns of Helpful AI buff, not 4. So we're going to try that, and we're going to go Wizard for this one. Our reasoning being that we're hitting their deck a lot, and if we see a thing, we want to trash it without us slowing down. Basically, both Wizard and Noise kind of trash through the deck. Noise does it by milling. Wizard does it by I can hit an asset and eat it and just destroy it and they don't get it. And I think I'm going to try this because then, of course, for remotes it also... And in general, it's just an economy passive when we're running the expensive fixed strength breakers. And so I want to make it with Wizard and not Noise. I'm willing to change it to Noise if when I play it, it looks like it'll work better with Noise. But, yeah. So next up, what we do, we skip the agenda point step, obviously, because we're not making a corp deck. So now we're going to grab the splash cards that we want proactively, and we're going to look at influence. So Maker's Eye is 2. That helps our strategy a lot if we just keep hitting their R&D over and over. The Helpful AI is 2. And there was a third one I could swear that I thought might be generally useful to this whole concept. I guess maybe something like Test Run to Tutor, but it's too expensive. I'm not going to bother. Let's say, though, we want 3 AIs, and do we want 3 Maker's Eyes, too? Oh, Personal Touch and Modded. Those were both just economy cards and things that help the fixed strength breakers. All this stuff is influence, too, though. It's hard to say what we do. I think we grab the Maker's Eyes, because Maker's Eye in Medium is just really cool. Especially, yeah. Because it's 2 additional, so you can combine it to 1 Mega Run. Well, look at us, our shit fucking wrecked against Jinteki, though. Actually, now that I think about it, there is actually kind of anti-synergy with all this. In that the problem with the iterated runs is when you hit things that you can't trash, like Ice or Ops, and you don't have any imp counters left, then it's just dead. And I'm not entirely convinced now that I think about it, I really would need the Maker's Eye if I'm already hitting... there's diminishing returns when I keep hitting the R&D. And maybe the Maker's Eye is overkill. And maybe I instead grab the economy. There's the thought. Go all in on the economy idea. We grab 3 modded, or we grab 3 personal touches. Oh, that's 18. So we take out a personal touch and a modded. And we have 1 left. I kind of like this idea. The economy and strength the breakers, and then do this. Not really, we'll have the link, it'll be nice, but really we're using this for trash, choose an icebreaker to just get through things we can't handle. And let's just find something for 1 influence. See what we can get. Probably Femme Fatale is the right answer here. Just in an emergency. When something scary pumps up. Well, what's our full suite? It's a Djinn, a Morningstar. Oh, we need memory, right? But I don't need Akamatsu because there's Dyson now, so I'll grab Dyson chips maybe. Or just my consoles haven't set. Oh, consoles! No, that was the other idea I had with this fixed strength deck. Was Dinosaurus as my console? But I think the personal touches and the AIs are probably enough. That was the other idea, though. Like, you saw me trying to remember what was this other shaper thing I wanted, and it wasn't these. It was Dinosaurus. But I don't actually want the Dinosaurus upon some reflection. It's a thought for later, but it'd be a funny one if they wouldn't see coming. But yeah. Ooh, actually, this may be what we want. Just because we're gonna have a lot of viruses and be leaning on our Dijin. It's probably either the construct or the fem, because fem is just really cool, especially when you want to run one thing a bunch. But now I want to, even if it's like worse in the end, I want to live this gimmick 100%. My fixed strength, blah 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 breaker. So we're gonna take the one construct to protect our Dijin in a pinch. And now there's no influence, so we can just focus right on what we want to do. Oh, except I should probably change it not to be influence cost. Fnar. Okay, first off, we're going to take 3 sure gambles because we enjoy winning more than we enjoy losing. Um, we're not going to take Ice Carver, even though it does synergize with the fixed strength breakers, because I think we're going to do the Joshua B thing. Um, and so at the end I can trash it. We can still take, and we will, because it's great, Liberated Account. Because with Liberated Account, we'll just install it and take all the money off it before we run again. So it's fine that we're tagged and they can trash LA because we're not going to like leave it or only leave it with 4 and they got to trade 2 and a click to get rid of our 4 and it's not that bad for us. But with Joshua B, we can't really handle. Yeah, I don't even know if this is going to be good. I really want to try it and so I will. So we're going to have our 3 Joshua Bs. And directly as a result of that, we're going to need our carapaces, at least 2, maybe 3. But we're going to just put down 2 for now and see where we end up. Okay, now the viruses. It's always a delicate gamble, balancing the goodness of viruses versus not getting owned if you lose them all. I may try for the 3 Dijin, 1 medium, 1 nerve agent, and specifically aim to tutor them. Just to save on cards. Dijin. Let's lean a bit heavy on the viruses and then see where it ends up and see if we think the corp will be cleansing. We need 3 suckers with fixed strength breakers. Data sucker is just a godsend. That's for sure going in. We want at least 1 medium and at least 1 nerve agent. And we may just tutor for them or we may grab more. I suppose a quick say in case you haven't played Magic the Gathering, tutoring is the word for searching your deck for something and getting it. And so, um, let's actually get those breakers I was talking about. We don't have any special orders, so 1 Crypsis. I don't really like the whole gimmick of fixed strength breakers is antithesis to Crypsis. We're gonna have 1 just so that we have an icebreaker we can tutor for with Dijin, and that's all it's here for. Um, oh, Imp. When you're running over and over like their hand, Imp is incredibly solid. Oh god, Pawn Shop works well with Imp, but unfortunately, Joshua B. Joshua B. Okay. Let's actually get those breakers now. Morningstar. Fuck you, I'm Morningstar. That's what Morningstar has to say about things. Oh, splashing tinkering is fun. When you have a Morningstar, all your problems start to look like barriers. Like you just splash it on, like Giannis, and then pump the strength, and then break it for 1 cred. That's really funny. But well, economy's good, but I could drop the modded for tinkering, and I am suddenly convinced that's an amazing idea. Do boop 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 boop. How much is tinkering? Is it 2? Can I trade him at 1 for 1? Oh, tinkering is 4. Suck a fuck. I realize that. Hey, maybe we drop the reliance on viruses. We make this deck in Shaper instead of fixed strength breakers or the things we splash in other Shaper cards. I say that, but without medium and imp, this whole idea kind of goes to shit. The idea is that you hit a central a bunch and it sucks a bunch of donkey nuts. Here we would just hit it a bunch and see the same card over and over. Grab some Yogs. Yeah. Grab some meme marks. Yeah. Wow, we are the program kings. But at least we got Oh, I haven't actually. Have I put the grimoires in yet? I forget already. Hardware, yeah. Oh, I put in one, two. What's our money? Is it LA and I guess so. We'd want an Armitage too, but then we're out. And there's some things we want still, so we might turn these numbers. We don't have any parasites, which are a really big key to our fixed strength kind of gimmick. Where if we can't, there's one ice we can't deal with. We don't have our helpful AI and our Joshua B ready to roll. You know what? I'm gonna take down a Joshua B. I'm gonna lower that. The three suckers for the fixed strength is kind of because yeah, the idea is we've got helpful AI at 3 and data sucker at 3 and personal touch at 2. All these tools to deal with. Next, we don't have anything to tutor for our breakers, so we probably do need 3 of each because we don't have any special orders or anything. Unless I want to replace like my modded with them or something and then run them all at 2, but I really like the economy. And of course, the whole gimmick of this deck is we don't need to run early. We just need to win at the end because we'll hit the central a bunch for our victory. So what are we at? One card left with we drop that Joshua B, and it can't be a splash. We want parasites, but we also we want. Here's our like a long term kind of what we're thinking of is we would really kind of enjoy both parasite and deja vu. Because then we could like recur these imps and stuff. I may just have to say sorry, I can't have Parasite or Deja Vu. They're just both really strong cards, but I'm just looking and seeing where we can fit that in our. Of course, we could just go bigger on our deck, but already this is like our breakers are already at a dubious enough pull rate. I mean, if I wanted to get really saucy, I could go 2 on each and just count on my Crypsis to do it for me, but that's a little much faith to put into one little side thing. Yeah, the only way I can drop the Carapace, and I'm almost considering dropping the Joshua B part of this gimmick. It would be really cool to have like that one extra click, but like I said, they do have sort of diminishing returns. Yeah, or they're short on cards, and I want to do this where we're gonna just try to exhibit good tag hygiene, so we can justify that. Now we can also get a pawn shop, but I think pawn shop is 3, right, guys? I'm gonna check. I'm pretty sure pawn shop's 3 though. Oh, pawn shop is 2. Um, so here, let's do this. Let's grab 2 pawn shops instead of modded, and we'll use pawn shops for economy instead, because we're gonna have dead imps to feed to it. Well, only dead imps though. Oh, dead imps. LA's potentially dead code. So we got dead code bustings. Uh, AIs or constructs in a pinch. Dead imps. And that's about it that we have to feed to Aesops. It's a marginal, but well, let me think about this. We'll grab a couple deja vus. We'll grab a couple parasites. Am I at 44 or 45? 44. Well, because now, right, parasite, we don't really need it to kill ice. We just need it to get the ice low enough that we break it. And we could potentially even then Aesop a parasite later if we end up needing the money more. Aesop's is like marginally in. It's really good in like the wild sides kind of decks where you're milling a lot more. We have code bustings to feed to it. LA, if we decide we'd rather have 3 creds in a click than 4 creds, and generally your click is worth more than a cred. That's one option you can trade for it, but generally there's a lot more valuable things you can do with a click than a cred. And even then, they're just synonymous. So actually, yeah, feeding a dead LA to Aesops is strictly better, I think, because you could spend that extra click taking a cred, and that's like one option, or you could take a different option. So yeah, actually, it's strictly better, I think, to always eat your LA with Aesops. Because the worst case scenario is you do decide to spend that click on the cred. So we've got these 6 to feed to it, 9 for our dead imps, and then a couple more, like if we don't have the memory for them. Yeah, okay. I'm convinced Aesops can stay. We've got Deja Vu to bring the imps back, which is even better for... I might actually just run, like... This whole kind of thing is contingent on us finding a Djinn, but I guess that's okay. Because if I had mediums too... Oh, I don't know if I fell out of flame. I was kind of tired, so I'm just leaning down. Right, so if we have mediums without Djinns, then, like, it's a little more consistent in that we can draw a medium before a Djinn can tutor it. But I don't really want to host it not on a Djinn because of memory. So I probably would wait for a Djinn regardless to play a medium, so it's okay to go the one-of tutorings. And we at least have our one construct here. And if we lose it, it doesn't end us the game, it just ends our gimmick, so... Yeah, I think I like this more without Joshua B. It's the same because I really love thematically, like the one turn, just boom, headshot kind of combo. But I think this works better without Joshua B. Now the question is, what's our virus fragility? Where they spending the action to remove tokens, right? It will hurt our suckers, but ideally we'll be spending them just whenever we need them. Because data suckers kind of make things cheaper. For us, it just makes things possible. So... let's... trying to reduce our virus fragility. And of course, if they cleanse an imp, we can just eat it with Aesop and then bring it back. Obviously, sucks if they hit these, but these are mostly designed for one big turn anyway. Crypsis is just kind of... yeah, we're not too virus scan fragile. It doesn't kill us. I think we can still justify the Grimoire over, I suppose, nothing, because we'd have to lose influence for Dinosaurus, and I mean we could take our personal touches out, I guess, for it. But the problem with Dinosaurus, the thing I really don't like about it, is that you got to play it before the breaker. So, you know, if you get the breaker first, it just sucks. It works a lot better with Workshop, I feel. They're kind of all made to be together. The whole Chaos Theory suite of test run Dinosaurus, Personal Workshop, Chaos Theory, they're all kind of as a set. Dinosaurus, like, because Dino Fem is really strong and Workshop Fem is strong, so that's a whole big thing I might try making later, but yeah, I don't really want to splash Dinosaurus until there's some sort of event card where you can, like, call it F5 and you put a card back, like, out of the game and then play it ignoring all costs, and the cost, like, 4 or whatever. So you can, like, get tokens back on Imp or put it on Dinosaurus or whatever. Yeah, until you can move stuff around like that. So this is reasonably solid. So we still have our core of use in this, but we took out the Joshua B element, and it was probably for the best, because now we're not as, like, we're still going to die to Scourge Earth occasionally, but it's not, we can afford not having the Plascrit now, and we can spend that to just kind of make our aggro rushdown tick. And so, let's say a third Deja Vu, because even if you don't have a virus you want, you can always bring back an account or something. Or we can bring back one of our... oh, 2! These are both viruses. We can bring back both if we lose our Nerve Agent or Mediums. That's actually really good, because that makes running one of for each of these even safer. Yeah, I'm feeling reasonably okay about this. The third could be a third Grimoire, but of course, when you get one Grimoire out, the others are dead draws. Could be a third Parasite. Could put that third Data Sucker back. Hard to say. Hard to say which one I want to do the most. It's Grimoire at 3, Parasite or Data Sucker. Let's go over the... Parasite's inherently more expendable, which is a point in its favor for being the third. The minus is, of course, that we're not really running Ice Destruction as much. The Parasite is just there to make it possible to run. But I guess with our fixed Strength Breakers, yeah, I like Parasite more than the other two. Because the problem with running a bunch of Data Suckers is it only makes us more virus fragile, and we're kind of sitting on the borderline of virus fragility, where a virus scan does hurt us an awful lot, especially a turn where we play a Grimoire Imp. even if we use it that turn and we really need to aim to, there's still 2 tokens on a Grimoire Imp to die. Of course, having that Imp die isn't the worst thing because we have our Aesops to eat it and our Deja Vu to bring it right back. But still, Virus Fragility is a lot like for Data Sucker, it hurts a lot more than it does for Parasite, who, after all, is just trying to take off like 1 or 2 from my Hadrian's Wall, so it's a target now, or take off because for us normally it's like this gradation where when the ice gets weaker, it gets cheaper and cheaper until the point you kill it. For us, it's binomial. It's just it turns impossible ice into possible ice, and it only is going to take a couple turns to do that. So scanning it is a lot like you're not scanning it every 5 turns to keep your ice alive. You need to scan it every 2 to keep your Hadrian's Wall out of Morningstar range or something like that. I think this is our. Oh, right. Shit. This is what. No, actually, speaking of making this possible, right? I had this thought almost earlier, and I just forgot it until just now. The other reason we took out Joshua B was for Ice Carver. That now that we don't have Joshua B, we can have Ice Carver again. So we're gonna definitely take out Parasite for that, and something I want to take out for a second Ice Carver, maybe. Maybe one of those Deja Vus. Yeah, Deja Vu is really cool when it can recur stuff, but if you've got nothing for it, I think Deja Vu. I'll look again and see if I change my mind, but 2, because Carver's unique, so 2 is a good number for really strong uniques. Yeah, we're on 2 Carvers now. We don't have Joshua B. And now, actually, we're gonna bring a Data Sucker, I think, down to just 1, and our Deja Vu's back to 3. The reason being, like, yeah, it's cool, but we got our other options for like occasional times. This is for like attrition, running something that's too strong, but Ice Carver's kind of filling that niche now. Parasite for one big thing, personal touch. So basically we got fixed strength breakers, a lot of ways to buff them, a lot of virus game, and we got money pretty well. We got 3 LA, we got 3 code busting, we got 3 sure gamble, we got 2 Aesops, and we're wizard. So pretty strong economy, strong fixed breakers. Virus game, but not so much it kills us. A couple of tricks in our 1 construct. Our Deja Vu to fetch, so we can only run these at 1 and tutor. And of course, the big gimmick that started our deck are 3 helpful AIs. So 1 impossible run suddenly becomes possible when they didn't see it coming. Which is, of course, we've got a bunch of other ways that weaken stuff, like our Ice Carver, our Parasite, our Personal Touch, but only this can just really surprise them. And I'm almost wondering if we have too much ice, like if we're gonna like not even need all this lowering strength that we have. But that's what the iteration process is for. If it turns out these hopeful AIs are overkill, when we already have Carver, Personal Touch, Parasite, Data Sucker, I could see this being overkill. And if it is, we'll take it out. We'll replace it. We'll run some other fun stuff. But if it isn't overkill, then it's going to be really useful because then we'll be thinking they can't get through, and we'll be able to. So we're going to try it. And I'm going to call this deck, again, I like to name my decks only after they've had a reason to, a way, like, to learn their personality. So we're just going to call our deck Beta. And maybe not quite tonight, but very soon I'm going to go on Octodon. You'll see the very first game ever played with Alpha and Beta. I try to have some editorial control. Like, I don't put every game I ever play on YouTube because I get fucking tedious. But here, even if it's a really shitty game, like, even if my opponent is bad or I'm really bad or whatever, I'm going to put the first game with both of these decks on YouTube, barring like a technical failure. And you'll see them, and we'll talk about how to improve them from our starting point. So stay tuned.